Recording.
Okay, I'm Becca. I'm a third year Cal Society and Environment major. I took CDAD so that I could just expand my horizons and take a deeper look at where I come from and how that is looked at from different perspectives and where other people come from, and basically learning that it's not really all about me. I thought it was going to be kind of mushy dialogue, you just talk about your feelings, but it ended up being really intense and one of the greatest learning experiences that I've had at Cal. And I think that knowing that you can learn from others is really valuable. It means you can learn outside of the classroom, which is great. The next question is, were you nervous to open up in your CDAD course? I think I was definitely a little bit nervous as I began my journey of recognizing where I come from and the privilege that I have just from the color of my skin, which I didn't recognize before. The old saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, it was kind of like what my family is very much addresses when you're talking about success. And so knowing that it's more than just trying hard is, I think, really valuable, and recognizing that I have so much privilege. And I think I was nervous to recognize that, and definitely guilty as I continued to talk to people and to express my identity in different ways and learn that they're about intersectionality and all these different things. I think it's easier to deal with, and it's less guilt, but more of learning how to use it for the advantage of not just myself but others. And I think that's also really invaluable for the work that I want to do as a grad student someday. How was CDAD different or stand apart from the other Cal courses? Okay, I kind of already answered this, but I can expand. So CDAD is different from other Cal courses because it teaches you to listen to others and not just take down facts. As I said before, you can learn outside of the classroom, which is really valuable when you don't have enough money to spend on credits and tuition and units. And it also makes you realize you can learn from someone who's sitting next to you, and possibly even learn more than you would from a textbook, and also in a more engaging way, which is quite wonderful. And also gives yourself agency of people can learn from you, and I think that's definitely a great way to boost your own confidence in everyday conversations. Am I getting
well? You're doing well. Okay. You're doing really well. This is
Can this be on a website?
I tell you, boy, this is excellent. Rebecca, I'm sorry.
No, either way, I go by both.
No, Rebecca, this is brilliant. Just brilliant. Okay. You're natural.
See, that has had a huge impact on how I interact with others. I think as technology grows, you have these comment forums and people are just saying whatever pops in their head. And I think that CDAD has allowed me to look at that in a different way. Okay, this, just to take it for what it is, but also to address my friends outside of that and be hey, that thing you said wasn't really okay, and you had a lot of assumptions in that comment. And knowing how to address someone without attacking them is really valuable, and the language is really important when you do that. And CDAD definitely gives you that tool to address people and to challenge their assumptions as well as your own, which is even more important. Answered tools, I did 2 in 1.
Okay.
My co-facilitation experience. Co-facilitating was a different experience because it's less telling people what I went through, but more of working it in my head as I listen to other people. Because it's not really about me to facilitate. It's providing that space so that people feel comfortable. And I think that has taught me a lot about how I interact with just in professional life and academics and personal life as well, and how to make a space for people to come to me and talk to me about what they're thinking, and to provide that space so that they can dive deeper into who they are with knowing that I'm not going to oh wow, you thought that. And so I think that's really important, to have someone to do that for you. And also I think that the co-facilitation experience provides a space for you to connect with someone else so personally about your own experiences, because to like lead these conversations you have to go through that with your co-facilitator. And I grew a lot out of just planning for the lesson plans, and that was really great. Anything else you'd like to share?
So what was it like co-facilitating with a staff member?
With a staff member?
Yeah.
I think that provides a...
Okay, so say that out loud. So as I co-facilitated with a...
Okay.
All right.
Co-facilitating with a staff person is a different experience because they might have a little more leeway on how to challenge your assumptions, since they've already gone through their life challenging theirs in a longer or in a more in-depth way, possibly. Also to make it more professional for yourself, and not to have, oh, this person's a student too, so they don't care, but to really like put yourself up to these professional standards. Like, they're not a peer, they're someone who, this is their job, and they're volunteering outside of that too. So I think that's valuable. Also, I think that having someone older to kind of set the tone for assignments, like just on a really logistical level, is helpful, because it's hard to tell someone that is possibly older than you, because they're a senior and you're a sophomore, and they're, why are you doing your homework? So it's nice to have someone that can do that in a more professional manner, that will be like, oh, don't tell me what to do. So it's nice.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so so what about, was there anything else that you'd like to share about CDAD? What would you want people to really know? And why should they take the class? I mean, why should they participate in CDAD?
I think that if you don't know a lot about this topic, like gender, like, oh, what, sexism exists, I think that you should definitely take this course. Even if you do, I think that you should take this course so that you can talk about how you're feeling in that space and share your experiences. And I think this is important for folks to be able to just really, I don't know what I was going to say now.
That's okay.
I think it's important for folks to be able to take agency in their words, and to also challenge themselves at the same time. I think that's a huge thing to me. Being able to talk to other students in a way, and humanizing the campus is really great. And I think that I often go in my own groups of clubs and this and that, and so we often have same perspectives. And so it's good to go out of your comfort zone and to listen to other perspectives and stories, and think about what's outside of your worlds. Okay. Yeah.
Very good.
Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think that's really great. Okay,
Hopefully
let me
that
see.
was useful.
No, it's beyond. Oh,